Meghan must have gone crazy to see Duchess Catherine win the hearts of royal fans. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Sussex Daily News Channel. You know, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, that Meghan Markle so wants the position of Duchess Catherine that she imagined in her mind that she was somehow the queen. And this comes as no shock to me, nor the people who are following the royal family closely. But it does seem to haunt Meghan Markle so much that her fans also consider her as some kind of living saint. It is completely absurd. Now, realistically speaking, Duchess Catherine has been and is still on her way to becoming queen. And it's not only a queen position as the wife of future King William, but also she will be a queen in the hearts of fans all around the world. And with her role, she makes Meghan's phony actions look undeniably hypocritical. William is a very lucky man indeed, and I think he knows that. But just take a look at Harry. For so long, he tried to find a good girl. But I think, too, said no because they didn't want the pressure of being a member of the royal family. They thought it was just too much. And you know what? Honestly, I don't blame them. See, I know that I'm a person who is not cut out for that kind of life. So I wouldn't say yes to a proposal from Harry either. Now, if I really truly loved a prince, then okay, I would probably say yes. And it's clear that Catherine absolutely adores William. See, the big difference between her and Meghan is their intent. Catherine's intentions have always just been to be there for William and stay out of the press as much as she possibly can. Now, obviously, Catherine tries as much as she can to keep things low-key, and she does not try to rock the boat. So how long did the press hate her just because she got married to William? See, I remember it being for a while. For a while there, she was not loved and adored by everybody. But see, Meghan, she didn't want to pay her dues. She didn't want to stay out of the spotlight until people came around to accepting her, which of course, naturally, eventually they would have. Instead, she decided she needed to speak out, and Harry thought the same. And I do understand why. I mean, if I were in their positions, I would probably want to defend myself as well. And I'm not referring to all the negative stuff that she said about the British royal family, of course. I'm just talking about defending myself against paparazzi and trashy magazines. I mean, anybody, any normal person would want to say, hey, I'm not a gold digger. And Harry was probably right to feel terrified for a while, and he connected all of that with his mother's tragic death. And Catherine is this beautiful, shining princess that Meghan is expected to live up to. But that's because she paid her dues. She kept her mouth shut, she loved her man, and she respected her new in-laws, and she followed the rules. Now, Catherine is an incredible person, but Meghan, she could have had the same thing if they had just listened to advice and stayed out of the spotlight. So we have two brothers and two very different wives. See, one brother seems like a lot of fun, but at the same time, he does show responsible behavior. He's a stable person. He has a strong sense of duty, and not only from his abilities as a member of the services, but also he's a very capable helicopter pilot. And he has shown that he has a natural ability to be an authority figure. Harry, on the other hand, is just a party animal, and he has never really matured. He hangs on tight to any grudges, and he doesn't show much leadership ability in any sphere whatsoever. Instead, he just seems pretty lazy, and he's so entitled, and that entitlement is sadly misplaced. So brother number one meets a beautiful and accomplished girl at university, and over a period of 9 years, yes, 9 years, he dates her, and eventually he gets married to her. And over that period of time, she has only grown in stature and elegance. Now, of course, she's made a few mistakes, but not many as a member of the royal family, and she seems pretty popular and well-liked by everybody in the firm. There are also rumors that she and the Queen speak every day on the phone, and the Queen really appreciates the care and attention that she offers. But on the other hand, we've got brother number two. So after a very short period of dating and with a lot of pomp and ceremony, he gets married to a divorced American actress who tells the whole world that she's really looking forward to hitting the ground running. She wants to be by Harry's side, and she plans to support him all the way. And that sure didn't last long. It lasted approximately until her first appearance as a royal. I'm talking about Prince Charles's birthday garden party. So 20 minutes after they had gotten there, she was overheard telling Harry that she felt bored and she wanted to go. I mean, from there, it was all downhill. And after less than 2 years, she took Harry with her. They ran away through Canada for California. So, think about this. If the second brother had actually been the heir to the throne, how safe would the monarchy be at this point? I mean, even if he had the right advisors around him, if Harry was able to carry out his public duties, what kind of future do you think Meghan would have demanded if she got to be queen consort? Perhaps she would have wanted all the glitz and the glamour and parties filled with celebrities, first nights, waltzing all around the world, spending millions of pounds on clothes, traveling in style, bullying staff, we know she likes that, and generally behaving very inappropriately while going on the Oprah show and other chat shows in order that her voice could be heard. Yeah, pretty terrifying idea, right? And how long do you think the British people would put up with that kind of behavior from head of state and his wife? And after the amazing queen's 70 unblemished years on the throne, her behavior would have looked even worse. Now, Catherine seems like a lot of fun too, but she has shown herself to possess many of the same traits as the queen. I mean, how many times have we seen her look angry? How many times has she looked like she was in a bad mood? How many times has she displayed anything except enjoyment in her work? We see her genuinely laughing. We see her getting involved. She doesn't care who she meets or what she does. She is there for it. And she's managed to put together motherhood with her responsibilities as wife to an heir to the throne. Her children are absolutely precious, and they seem both relaxed and friendly when they're in public. She is not going to let her husband down, and she'll never let the British public down either. And most importantly, she will never ever let the monarchy down. It's been written in the media. Catherine is truly the future of the monarchy. She is the granddaughter-in-law to the queen. She's the daughter-in-law of the heir to the throne, and she is wife of a future king and mother of a future king as well. She's got a lot of responsibility, but she still makes time for fun. She is a fascinating woman. And one thing I really love about her is she doesn't try her best just to look good for the purposes of impressing the queen, the royals, or the people. Do you all remember when the queen thought that Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, didn't want to work? Yeah, funny to think back on that, right? Catherine does so much work behind the scenes. See, nobody had any idea how hard she was studying each patronage. She was learning all about their work, and she was trying to figure out what she should do. See, Catherine is a careful person. She didn't suddenly just walk in on day 4 after her wedding and throw herself into early childhood support and intervention. The fact is, we don't actually know that much about Catherine except for what she is willing to reveal. For instance, when she drew the church on Pippa's wedding program, it was beautiful. Who knew that she was such an amazing artist? We knew that she was an art history major, but we didn't know that she was such a talented artist. And who knew that Catherine could take such beautiful photos of her family and many other subjects as well? And also, remember when she played piano so marvelously well? Who knew? And another thing she does is she makes visits to sick people and other people, and she never even lets us know about it. See, a hospital patient let it slip last Friday night that she was there, and that's the only reason we know. Even Prince William goes to visit his charities, and no one in the public or possibly even the royal family knows about it. That is a lot like Diana, except we all know that Diana would call in the paps from time to time. I find both William and Catherine utterly fascinating. They're just such interesting, good people. And William found this gem of a woman at St. Andrews. I mean, who knew that they would fall head over heels in love? Now, she would have preferred living in the country and raising her kids there, but still, I think she's perfectly happy. And who knew that the two of them would turn out to be these megawatt royals? I mean, honestly, to me, almost all of the royals are pretty interesting. I mean, the people who watch them going about the business of being royal would find most of them interesting. Let's look at the Queen, for example. She was brilliant at the Jubilee. And when I saw that bit she did with Paddington Bear, I cried, honestly. It was so sweet. It was so touching. Queen Elizabeth has now served for over 70 years, and how marvelous is she? She is truly an amazing person. And her love story with Prince Philip is a romance to go down in history. And I don't think we'll ever know just how loving, endearing, and actually passionate they were. Yes, I mean, at one point they were in their 20s, and you know what I'm talking about here. And I'm also a big fan of that Zara Tyndall. So she's Princess Anne's daughter. And Princess Anne, she is a perfect example of how you can be tough but still tender. Zara got married to a pretty funny and talented rugby player, Mike Tyndall. And they have 3 beautiful kids. And then Zara even won silver in an equestrian event at the Olympics. Amazing. She is the first royal to get that medal. She's got a great sense of humor. She's beautiful. And they're very close with the Cambridge family. In fact, I think the only problem I have with the Tyndalls is we don't know enough about them. To me, anybody who wins a medal at the Olympics and doesn't just parade around at royal events with that silver medal hanging around their neck is pretty interesting. You know, I could talk about royal after royal, and we would find all of them interesting. Camilla, Charles, Beatrice, George, Edward, Sophie, all of them. And you know, really, Sophie, I like her a whole lot too. But if you're looking for a member of the royal family who surprised almost the entire world with how many talents she has, including being so outdoorsy and so sporty, who has also really raised the spirits of her country during a rough pandemic and lockdown, who is a wonderfully attentive mother and wife, well, of course, we're talking about Catherine. She is such a delightful person. She is truly the breath of fresh air that we all need. I mean, she is a commoner. I hate to even write that because nothing about her is common. But anyway, she became the consummate royal duchess. And you can tell that she genuinely loves her in-laws and she doesn't ignore her own family at all. She is bound to go down in history as one of the very best things to ever happen to that family. I mean, she's fascinating, she's wonderful, she's interesting, so many more positive adjectives. You know, I've got to stop or I'll just keep going on forever. And Catherine knew exactly where she was heading while the newspapers, and some royals even, gave her a really hard time for waiting so patiently for Prince William to propose. I think, in fact, Catherine is one of the most interesting royals right now. Catherine really is the hidden gem of the royal family. I think that she would probably prefer to be just a housewife and a mother. I don't think she really enjoys all the pomp and circumstance that she's got to live with now. But she fell in love with a young man, and she stayed with him through all of the garbage that was heaped on her by the press. It is a true love story, and it just goes on and on. It really is the best thing that has happened to that family in so many years. And there's a little bit of information that's often overlooked about Zara. Now, we always hear about how she's won an Olympic medal, but what usually is not mentioned is it was for her skill in eventing. So what that is a timed 3-day speed contest. It tests the stamina of the horse over a cross-country distance ride. There are turns, there are jumps over water, and the whole time the horse is having to gallop hard. It's designed to be a simulation of an actual race across the country in natural terrain. And actually, it was a cross-country ride that left Christopher Reeves paralyzed. He fell off his horse. And then the second day is made up of dressage. That is a controlled and collected ride. There's a lot of angle riding, and at one part, the horse actually looks like it's skipping. Now, this event is judged according to how responsive the horse is to the rider's subtle signals and giving it instructions for the smooth progression into the required moves. And then on the last day, the real test comes. After the first 2 days, this is a formal jumping event. And the horse with absolutely no faults, no bars knocked down, is going to win. So if you want to win the whole event, you have to be the horse and the rider who scores the highest over the whole 3 days. It is the most difficult event of any other due to the different requirements of the horse and also the skill that has to be shown by the rider to navigate through to the final, let alone make it in the top 10 final placements. I think Zara took 3rd. It's an amazing accomplishment. For 2 years, I've been following Harry and Meghan closely. Every day, I've watched all their nasty behavior and their vitriol. My family would make comments to me on a daily basis about what videos I was listening to, and they were asking me why I'm listening to this stuff. I was spending a lot of time on social media, and honestly, I became a pretty angry person. Recently, I reached out to a fellow YouTuber, someone who was the victim of hate. So, this woman, she got pushed into a discussion that she actually didn't want to be a part of. Since then, we've become pretty close, and she does still report on Harry and Meghan, but now her main focus is on the real royals and the amazing things that they do. She did a poll and she asked her subscribers if they would be open to her reporting about the real royals, and 86% of them said absolutely. So she's done 2 videos, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive. So I've learned a lot about the real royals, things that I didn't even know before. And I am simply in awe at all the amazing things they do. Our friendship has really grown, and she's a big part of my life now. With Meghan and Harry, there's just so much hate involved, so much negativity. And since I decided to focus on the real royals, my mental health and my friends' mental health too, it's improved dramatically. Even my family has noticed the difference. So what I have to say is long live the Queen and the monarchy. And you, what do you think about the royal family? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section, and we can also discuss your thoughts and feelings. If you preferred our video today, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it. And besides that, please don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more videos in the future. Now, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye, and I'll see you all tomorrow.